The name of this video is I grew up in Atlanta, and a lot of time my city has a bad reputation because of Geechee people. I don't know who these people are. You know, they had Hurricane Katrina, and I live by a hurricane zone too right now. I'm living in South Carolina on Folly Beach, well, close to Folly Beach, and a lot of these this video is gonna go left field, but the shit that I've been going through, like growing up, a lot of the women really are. I can tell by the way that women act that they're jealous of men. That's why I don't understand, heterosexuality. There are women that really want to be pimps and shit like that. Like y'all niggas y'all men have my deepest sympathy on the sporadic behavior when it comes to women. From what I see, you can make a profit off of dysfunctionality, because that's where I come from. Growing up in the ghetto, it's a very simple-minded paradigm. If you ain't having a baby by some thug out ass nigga, then you really gonna have a hard time in life. A lot of men are getting a lot of submission from women, and growing up, a lot of women really are the reason why some men look good. I don't respect men. I respect men because of women. If it wasn't for us women, men wouldn't look good. I got a lot of retarded people in my family, and I'm serious about that. Like, I really don't understand, like, half the people in my family. Being an inbred, you really don't know who you're related to and who you're not related to. A lot of these people out here really want respect for they grown ass kids. They really want respect, and they don't deserve it. It's a lot of narcissistic women down here. And men have my deepest sympathy on that too. A lot of people think I'm smart, but I really ain't. I got a GED, which means that my life has been slowed down because of the nature of human existence. If you gonna be jealous and you gonna be a girl that say you want to be a pimp, you might as well be gay. It really don't make no sense to me that women really want. I didn't grow up thinking none of the stuff that I've been through was normal. It's a lot of women. It really is women that don't take offense to being prostitutes and whatnot. It really is women that value men for being misogynist, and that means that they don't. If you don't value them, then you're a man hater. I cannot be receptive of misogynistic behavior from men. It's just plain old disrespect. I pretty much survived, and after being spit on by some girl because of men and trying to earn rank in society, that did it for me. I'm like, these men got it good and they know it. I ain't expect to be alive this long. It really don't make no sense to me. I don't even understand why men want to stick their penis in me. It really is a lot of rapists out here. But I grew up and I used to watch Lifetime movies. And it's a lot of men that really are hyper masculine, hypersensitive, and they really do get credibility for that. So, with all that being said, would you really, a misogynistic man that has tamed women, would you hire a misogynistic man to be a security guard? Do you value this? I believe that some women really do value men like that. I know that. It's in the music. You can hear it in the rap songs. I'm getting older, and from the women that I grew up around, they really are jealous of men. And it's something that they just got to get over, I guess, even if they're dealing with men having babies and whatnot. It really don't make no sense to me. There's a big contradiction I didn't expect, I grew up and I seen fathers really enjoy. I don't know. I grew up in dysfunction, and I think like a dad. There are fathers that really allow their kids to have sex and think it's normal, and it's really sad because your little girl is out here being a hoe, and you justifying it with, well, we from the projects, we high. Nah, ain't no justification for that. There's so much shit going on out here. I think that I'm just waiting for somebody to like kidnap me and shit like that, because people be on that type of shit. It really don't make no sense to me. The point is, there are narcissists out here, and the only way to cure that is to feel superior to something. That's the reverse psychological detox. I got a little sister, and my mom, and I would like to tell them, all people ain't judgmental, but I can understand why a person that drinks or smokes will be viewed as having impaired judgment. I think a lot of us, you can tell when somebody is stressed because they cannot articulate. I felt sorry for women growing up. When you're a kid, you there's a lot of bushes and shit out here that'll never get the respect. We got to create our own little heterosexual paradigm for a reverse psychological detox. And, I feel sorry for us as women because it really is, it really is normal for this and that and the third. I feel sorry for us women. Like I said, a lot of women are narcissists. It makes no sense. If you jealous of men, you shouldn't even be on that straight shit. If you want to be a pimp, you shouldn't be on that straight shit. I still don't know what a butch is. I guess a butch is basically a woman that has masculine credentials. I don't appreciate, when I was a kid, I can't respect heterosexuality. Like I said, somebody spit on me because of a man. A lot of these kids from the ghetto got dull personalities. I can't, I'm sorry about the fact that some of us are pessimists for no apparent reason, or there are reasons. But every woman has my deepest sympathy. I've been in fast food for a couple of years now, and it's older women that's like, man, all these young people taking our jobs, they moving fast. It ain't about that. It's about passion. You see what I'm saying? Either way it go, when you born into this world, people are going to reject you. Yeah. If you don't fit in with mainstream society. If you're not, I didn't grow up, I didn't want to be no baby mama. So people resorted to calling me out my name and all that shit. I'm like, y'all petty. When I was a kid, I didn't think it was normal to have sex. I thought I would grow up and be I would grow up and be a big ass kid. Half the people in my life are insensible. I don't understand why men are sitting here embracing women for being gangster. What happened to femininity? A lot of women are losing their femininity because of dysfunctionality, because of misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? Some of us can't come off a certain way because we being forced into masculinity. And you being called macho and shit. That shit's stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? I would never, pretty much, I really don't respect this whole concept of, heterosexuality. Some people don't think it's a concept, but dysfunctionality is the reason why I might leave the earth, like I said. I feel so slowed down by stupid people. I mean, I just don't understand it. Like I said, I regret the bisexual identity because that can promote an egotistical nature when it comes to manhood. Every woman don't take offense to manhood. I've seen women that are prostitutes that try to drag other women in their lifestyles, and it's a part of the lifestyle. I'm really getting respect for the way I look. I mean, I don't work out because I want to. I work out because it may be beneficial for me to move faster. You know what I'm saying? Every time I work out, I get mad because of the whole concept of being a butch. You know, people have tried to use my womanhood against me. Well, this, that, and the third, you ugly, or you can't do this and do that. You walk too slow. You do this, you do that. Do it matter? If you haven't noticed, a woman ain't nothing special in this society. You ain't doing that but contributing to increasing the population. That's why we got the concept of feminism to try to justify, you know, the inferior complex that some may have. Some people really do have perfect lives and really are safe. I don't understand why crackheads exist. I don't understand why they're junkies. It makes no sense. All these women are viewing themselves as feminine because of men. But most of these women aren't feminine. Most women aren't feminine these days. It's just a look. Putting on heels, talking with a soft voice. It is just a way of being. Some people aren't like that. I don't blame anybody who tries to form an advantage over people because they're signs of an intellect, because sometimes that might get you what you want. I grew up in Atlanta, and I seriously, really would like to go to my city and feel normal. Like, yeah, I'm waking up, get some American deli, but I seriously, out there's really people that go around and rob people and stuff for absolutely no reason, and it really makes no sense that people are surviving crime. I blame my womanhood for everything I'm going through. This is why women want to be men. I really be feeling sorry for us women. I've seen a lot of women, but there will be people that will submit to you. It really makes no sense to me that I was being disrespected. It doesn't matter, what your opinion of me is. Some people don't tolerate disrespect. I didn't expect to live this long. I don't think it's normal to be fighting over a man and shit. But if you have quite the intellectual capacity, you can do anything you want to. If you want to be polygamous, be polygamous. If you want to fuck with somebody just because you can, there are a lot of people that earn strikes off doing shit to other people. I don't know if I can solidify that. I don't know if that's solid to me. But it happened naturally. I grew up, and like I said, I don't blame some of these people I grew up around trying to form an advantage over me because everybody wants to work and just live a normal life. But sometimes it can get competitive. Think about stuff like the Great Depression. People will plot on your downfall. When you're born and you're a kid, man, I'm going to make this child a pessimist because people are viewing me as negative. There will be some people that will actually value you and some people that won't. I don't have the paradigm to where I think that men actually appreciate their manhood. I haven't seen it. All I've seen is men be mean spirited and want to go around and do dumb shit all day. And they're really getting value because of, stupid shit. You know, Women are viewed as stern when they do push-ups and all this extra shit. That don't make you no damn woman. Not to me anyway. My mind could be simple. Like I said, I have a GED, so that means I obviously haven't applied myself enough to achieve a high school diploma. I really let, my emotions overpower my intelligence, I guess. I grew up and I had a grandma, and, people are just supposed to, life is simple. They were managers, they were They were cooks and all that shit. I don't understand why half these women think there's something special. Look at all these male presidents. You might could go somewhere in Africa or some random country in the world and find some female president, but look at all the accomplishments that men make. Look at all the stuff that look at all the credentials that they have. My mom is a baby mama, and I can tell that she's a pessimist because of the outline of her life, the way things have been for her. She's a baby mama. The men that fucked, she's giving kids to, they ain't worth a hill of beans. It's all, like I said, it's life is just fucked up. If she never would have started having children, she probably would have been able to develop a social life. And depending on how stressed out you are, that's something that can balance your stress out. I don't understand why I take offense to disrespect, but it's normal. Somebody disrespect you, you either get mad or you get even. The family members that I had growing up, don't, their way of behaving is insensible. We really have this idea, I guess it's not an idea to some people, of being from the ghetto. And it really is, from my personal experience, a very dysfunctional place to be. Half the women in my life are jealous of men. That's why they can't live a functional life. I can tell by the way they act. It happened for them naturally. They got women giving up the pussy. My nigga crazy, girl. He thorough. I forgive him for everything. The nigga be like, I got too much loyalty. I don't care if he rape you or not. Shit, this, that, and the third. You been tamed by manhood. You might well go ahead. Some of the way these women think, I can tell, like, a lot of these women are boyish as hell. I'm like, you ain't even no woman to me. You don't even act like no female to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit that I've experienced, I need submission. And I had one girl, I heard her say, let me show you my feminine side. Bitch, your ass is not feminine. Some people are just dumb as fuck. I live in that demographic. I don't know what y'all got going on in Canada, Uruguay, Mexico. Down in this demographic, the most feminine women you're going to probably find is probably Hispanic women. And Mexico and all that shit probably is a very free-spirited place. Ain't no telling why. But a majority of the people I grew up with, all these women are jealous of me. And we're being viewed as having dyke mentalities. Well, this is how we grew up. I wasn't really taught to be macho or soft. I just kind of lived my life. I grew up country. And you either embrace me for it or not. I live in a demographic where women are being emasculated. I said the most feminine women that I've seen are usually from Mexico. And that's clearly means that they're not taught the concept of stress. It's something going on with a lot of these country bumpkin women. A lot of it's something that's being making them reject their womanhood. You can tell. You know what I'm saying? I grew up country with my grandma. Scared pigs and shit. It's a masculine identity. You know what I'm saying? So that's the advantage that some of these women that don't have a so-called masculine identity have. You just gotta be smart enough. If you're smart enough, you can talk a woman into submitting to you. That's the point of, I guess, the dyke shit that people think that women, that I guess people say that you're on. Everybody don't come up the same. I wasn't raised to be this, that, and the third. I just kind of lived my life. And there were people that appreciated me and there were people that didn't. You know, people just need love. Like I said, it's a lot of bitches out here that strip and shit and they just go around giving love to random men they don't even know. Like, when y'all ready to kill off these misogynistic dumbass niggas, let me know. And it's not an act of spite. It's intelligence. I really do live inside of a margin. Like, I really do come from, it's so many books that I just want to read and shit and just go somewhere. Like, I read about Canada. Let me just go up there. Like, it's a billion people in this world. Billions, supposedly. And I believe it. I'm pretty sure that there are men and women that ain't nothing like the ones around me. Like I said, half these women really think that we think manhood ran game on us because we think we feminine because of men. Well, we not. It's a game. It's a mind game. Women think they feminine because they put on heels. These women ain't feminine at all to me. But that's just the paradigm for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I associate people that talk with slang as a masculine way of being. And it's fucked up because if you really love a man, I guess, since they were teaching us to be that sexual dominatrix as kids, we were growing up too fast. We weren't, I had a teacher in 5th grade said that he expected most of us to be in jail. And most of us have been in and out of jail. Simply because of the demographic and the type of culture that we had. When I went to school, all people wanted to do is argue. And that's what a dominatrix does. That means obviously kids are being introduced to sexuality at an early age, and they really have to learn to control a man through sex since everybody has experienced an orgasm. That was supposed to be the cure for the behavior. That was supposed to be what was, it's dysfunctionality to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there are places, if I read enough books, I will lead myself away and to be around more well-grounded people that ain't nothing like half the people in my life. That's what I aspire to do. To be around some very intelligent people that don't even care about this, that, and the third. I have to worry about misogyny. I have to worry about being disrespected because of my female identity. I have to worry about the fact that it is, people that sit around, men that sit around and go around, women thinking they queen pins and shit because they living in the ghetto and they really getting respect from manhood. That's basically what it is. Like, if you living in a bad demographic or you from the ghetto and you can get respect from manhood, you being put on a pedestal. There are women that really want to form superiority over other women. Like I said, everybody's life ain't the same. I don't want no men thinking that me and another woman is competent. Because I take offense to a male ego. And I do take offense to the fact that I take offense to a male ego because when you really want to love a man, you will appreciate his arrogance. I got me a girl, she fly, boom, boom, boom. That's why I reject my life as a woman. Because I'm not no dummy. I know for a fact if I was a man in the demographic that I'm in, I would probably be a player because I'm pretty sure that there are men that are taught morality and they end up diving their head into polygamy just based off intellect or based off survival. I got a family to take care of. I might need to fuck this bitch to see what her mind is, see what kind of people around me. And then your wife will be like, babe, go ahead. That's how it works. You have to survive. Even you may start off as a monogamous man. People do that. I know somebody, right, like just recently said, I'm fucking my boss to keep this job and shit. If that's how it works, that's how it works. I'm not with a man, so a motherfucker make you live where that shit you living. Well, since you a dyke, Let me put you to the test. Motherfuckers will do that shit. I don't even give a fuck what you look like. Is you really about that life? I'm like, it's obvious. It makes perfect sense that I would want to live the life of a man. It's so easy. And like I said, I can't take offense to men when it comes to trying to have an advantage. I mean, you're proving that you're an intellect. If there are people spreading rumors saying that me and my family are narcissists, they're developing, they ain't doing that but being intellects. Shout out to my cousins and all them. I hope y'all really, I know y'all living y'all life, just, going on about y'all day. And I hope that y'all ain't being treated like shit because we grew up country and it ain't nothing we can do about it. We family. I wish that we didn't have this functionality because it's the reason why we can't value each other. Well, it's the reason why I can't value most of my family members because we really do. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable, being around people that really think that they're better than me. I think, like I said, how civilization is, you got to create some hands-on experiences for yourself to promote the idea that you are better than your circumstances. I mean, I'm not no dummy. I didn't expect to live this long. I said, being a man, I would have just probably been a construction worker and all this and that and the third. And, men have my deepest sympathy on the fact that it's crazy women out here that do stuff. You can only steal morality in your child. But if you let people walk all over you, they will. That's how shit works. I don't think you should be disrespected and just be mature about the situation. But people will test you. Let me see, she works at this place. Is she smart enough to write documentation to show that she can sue? A lot of people be telling me, when you come up north, there'll probably be a lot of more conversational detox because when you think about up north and stuff, you think about skyscrapers and buildings and stuff like that. You'll force yourself into just learning more because of the environment, the way things are, more fast paced, more buildings and stuff. They obviously have a lot of businesses, you know, when it comes to like skyscrapers and stuff. I'm in the South, so, I think that if I ever did go up north around all those tall buildings and whatnot, I probably would force myself into more of an intellectual identity. And I said, being out here in the South, once a man had sex with me, my brain pretty much stressed. So they would view me as a submissive. And I think that, I hate the fact that I take offense that I took offense to the experiences and that I take offense to the experiences, but that's just how it is. I really realized the way I can tell by the way I speak that I'm experiencing brain stress. I'm like, some people really do. Some people are appreciated for their simple way of being. Like I said, I can appreciate the simple-minded ghetto person from the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're simple-minded, but I say it's something that you have to embrace. Some people really need upliftment. You know what I'm saying? It encourages them. I don't know who Glow really is, but it's people like her that make the world go round. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and take offense to whoever she is because she's a representation of the female identity. And it's a lot of men. I said the inferiority complex that I have with men. I'm like, man, music sound way more convincing when I hear a man do it, and I really just be feeling sorry for us as women. But I appreciate her for doing her thing because it's very, it makes me feel good that a woman is out here doing it because I've written, you know, I've been around people that really um, didn't appreciate the fact that we were just country people growing up, and a lot of people will shun you for that. But I embrace rap music and shit like that because there are people that are gonna live a simple life, and it's just gonna be as simple as that. And go, it's beautiful. I'm out here in Georgia. I can go to Africa and listen to the same song and feel different. But on some real shit, I know my fellas gotta understand. Living in the demographic that I'm from, that I live in, I definitely would have had a better life as a female. I mean, as a male. I grew up, and when you don't really know anything, they diagnose you with autism. Once you understand the idea of being autistic, people will judge you for the way you come off. Motherfucker be like, well, I can tell you're submissive. I can tell you're experiencing an orgasm. I can tell that you drink. So there's so much information that I need to learn. How do you get yourself out of stuttering and experiencing brain stress? I have to read more. I have to work out. It's common sense. I have to get my mind off certain things that stress me out. I have a counseling appointment that I'm going to, and counseling has actually helped me. It's always, the last counseling session I went to, they really do have paradigms to where they're trying to get you to mentally focus. I have a cousin that reads in my head. My brain is not, I'm not a dumb person. I pretty much just remember random people at random, if that makes sense. And, you know, I ain't no dummy by a long shot. I don't like the fact that I got my GED. I actually wish I did have a high school diploma, but everybody was too busy trying to live a thug life. That's the demographic I come from. People really like, I'm gonna be a stripper for the rest of my life. I've actually got this degree, that degree, blah blah blah. I'm not sure, was it a bad mood when I was a kid when people would disrespect me. Maybe I think they were judging me by the way I came off and whatnot. And I was trying to figure out if I was really being appreciated or they really just wanted to see me for being mature. You got to be honest. If I go to a counselor in school and they tell me, no, you actually are being disrespected, then I'm going to have to pull the muscle out. That's how it works. Because in actuality, I try to justify a lot of things with intellect, but sometimes somebody really is just disrespecting you. The women that I grew up around, we want to be just like the men. I grew up like a little boy, playing games, push your chest in, stop breathing and stuff. Because growing up in the hood and being around, perhaps misogynistic, chauvinistic men, if they care about you, sometimes they'll just put you to the test when it comes to that mindset. They won't try to be like that. But I think majority of the men, were actually like that. And pretty much, there are different demographics where you can go to where a misogynistic man is appreciated. It's called the thug mentality. This is real. I mean, there are women that really can appreciate men and they don't have a scorn mentality or whatever. I have a guy that really thinks he's scorned me, and I'm like, first of all, we was kids. There was nothing to be taken seriously. Nothing about my life literally functional growing up too fast and having sex that was not normal to me. So I don't care about stressing because there are people that really do have things that they go through. So I just want to let people know, whoever going through shit, people like Jimmy, my little sister's dad, I do experience stress. The best thing I can do is read. They was teaching me to be a holy roller and be about, I grew up around a lot of Creole people. A lot of them people are holy rollers, and they really think that just after hearing different opinions and things like that, a lot of people, can use that Christian identity to their advantage. I always tell people, I read the whole book of Revelation, and, I'm not going to be one of them people that catch the Holy Ghost when I die. My identity as a whole is toxic for me. I don't think it's just normal to just believe in that because I have so much undesirable experiences being in a church setting and all that stuff. There's no detox for me. I have to detox myself. I have to read books. I have to really focus my mind on my own. I have to fight for me. People be like, "Why are you drunk today? You're sick. Is your phlegm turning colors?" I don't care if you sick or not. People will be. That's what tough love is about. People will be hard on you because there are better people that may be deserving of this, that, and the third. So, with all that being said, half the women that I grew up around, you know, I don't know why we thought we were special, but it seems like the street mentality has taken over. Or they could be running game on me with that, but I don't think so. I don't think street love is real love. I think, real love really is, for me personally, real love is feeling safe around somebody. If somebody really understands me and my identity, if I feel safe around you, then I know that you're giving me love. Because I don't feel safe around most people. Excuse me. So, with all that being said, I'm sorry about the fact that there are women that take offense to men or not, or I'm sorry about the fact that, I may be agitated because of this, that, and the third. I regret us being introduced to sexuality at an early age. I don't think that was a healthy way to start life off, because a lot of the men are misogynistic and they are sexual that I grew up around, and I don't think that's healthy for a wealthy life. I've met women that seemingly don't take offense to this, but I think as you learn, it's a point of being natural. As you learn, depending on the way that you're being treated by the opposite gender or whatever or not, you won't develop negative connotation on your mind. I think I would develop a negative connotation because, in essence, people really want to be viewed as this and that and third. I'm like, well, I can argue, I can debate. Would you hire a misogynistic man to be a security officer? Now, if I was a manager, I wouldn't. Or if I ran some building or whatever, I would want somebody that really, you ain't even got to be a church boy, that really wanted to protect people. Because in essence, that's the shitty manhood that I'm dealing with. They really trying to prove to people that, when Sade ain't shit, she ain't nobody special. We ran over that shit. Well, people will take advantage of experiences. Somebody was sitting there teaching me that I was being bullied. I mean, that is a concept, but I'm like, when you really from the ghetto, when you grow up, I'm black, most black people, we don't embrace the whole idea of being bullied. And, it really don't make sense to me, because in reality, I'm torn by the way that I should think, because I'm like, in reality, what happened was people was having children at early ages and they was getting it how they live. Like, well, that bitch, she ain't gonna fit in with us because she ain't doing the same shit we doing, so we gonna keep an advantage over her. Since I don't take offense to my nigga, we got a baby, I got too much loyalty to me, and I'm gonna show you that you ain't gonna fuck with us. People will use shit to their advantage. That's why I was like, there are women that have masculine credentials. That's what a butch is. Basically, a woman that has masculine credentials. So, me rejecting female personalities, I really do have this inferiority complex to manhood. So I pay attention to a lot of stuff, videos and stuff. I'm like, there manhood is in essence, and I capture that a lot with all this music and all these rap songs and all these videos. In real life, people don't be perfect, so don't get that shit twisted. You know, regardless if you have done things that are bad or not, you should try to strive to do things from your heart, because ain't nothing like a passionate worker. I mean, it's common sense. A lot of people will try to say, well, being a janitor or cleaning up is nothing special. And people be trying to do that, but I'm like, man, it's so many viruses and shit floating around here. That's the most important job of all. You know what I'm saying? If you can't clean up, you really can't. you know what I'm saying, have a business. But once you understand from an intellectual, you know what I'm saying, standpoint, that some of these things that we cleaning is not that serious, but it can create viruses if things are cross contamination. You know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. You just really have to read into it. I was reading one of the, procedures or whatever on the wall at McDonald's, and I'm like, they misspelled like two words. I'm like, human error is real. If you can do things perfectly, by all means, go ahead. But like I said, it's human error and everything. But at least somebody, had the balls enough, had the intellectual capacity to even type up some shit to have, you know what I'm saying, a procedure or whatever it is. To somebody had the intellectual capacity to even put the shit together. So regardless if they got one or two misspelled words on the little poster talking about cleaning up and all that stuff and being clean and cross contamination and how you sue people and all that shit, the point is you get the gist of it. There is no such thing as perfection. I know, because I be reading books and I'm like, colloquialism has to justify these mistakes that people be doing. I thank God for mistakes because you learn from them. Sometimes they make you better. They make you strengthful. They make you, yeah. Um, the majority of the women, the way we come off, men can use it to their advantage. Can say that we have a bad attitude as women, and I have so much sympathy to give on that. I mean, you either take offense to things or you don't. I'm not sure if it works like that. I'm not sure if when a child is born, you instill in them never to take offense to things. It doesn't work like that. But what I can say, if I had a child, I would not want my child to have a sexual identity. I think that's a big part of why I feel so negative, because it means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate being penetrated by a man's sex. I watched a documentary about sex. Sex is nothing special. I know I wrote a lot of songs for Trey Songz. I don't know who Trey Songz was, but all I know is he was telling me that I am born in the same type of situation you born in, and he was telling me that I do feel conceited about having a penis because that's the culture. You know what I'm saying, man? I made that bitch nut. You know what I'm saying? I gave her a relaxing feeling with my penis, and now she breaking a nigga off with some bread. That's how it works. That's why I regret my identity as a woman. I've done so much to show that. I'm like, if I was a man, I'd be running so much game. I wouldn't even be trying to run game. I'd just be a man. I wouldn't be doubtful with myself. It makes perfect sense. And that's all I'm going to say.